Right, back live tonight here on In Focus. Let's turn to this matter now. eThekwini Mayor Mxolisi Kaunda recently said that the municipality hasn't reached a state of failure. This after some residents boycotted the payment of rates in protest over poor service delivery. Westville Ratepayers Association chairperson Asad Gaffar joins us now for more. Asad, good to have you, and thank you very much for coming on this evening. So what did the court say? Are your actions justified or not?
Good evening, Tabo. Thank you for having me. We haven't reached the courts as yet. We've just put in an application in regards to any disconnection that the municipality may want to effect in regards to any of us in the protest. So the ball is now in their court, and it's left up to them in terms of which direction we take.
So at this particular point, you're saying from the 1st of July you had still been collecting money, putting it in a trust. What happened 1st of August? Did that amount grow? I think it was 250,000 in July that you had collected.
Yeah, look, basically it's the July payment. The new tariff came into effect on the 1st of July. We started to divert funds from around the 4th of August up until the 12th or the 13th of August. We've collected we've collected just over 700,000 rand that has been diverted into the account.
And what happened at the meeting? I mean, I know recently you eventually did hold a meeting with the mayor and the speaker of the city, but it looked like it ended in a walkout of some sort.
Yes, the initial meeting didn't go as well as planned for the municipality. They basically came and tried to throw their weight and bully us into submission. We didn't take very lightly to that, and we walked out. They then called us for a second meeting, and we put our demands on the table in terms of how the process needs to be, how the meeting needs to be structured, etc. They acceded to the demands. We went into the meeting. Part of the request was that we needed the top three, meaning the mayor, the city manager, and the chief financial officer. The second meeting, unfortunately, just the mayor arrived only. But in the interest of wanting to find common ground and to find a solution, we agreed to continue with the meeting. We put our demands on the table. We expressed our concerns. And subsequent to that, we can say that the city is starting to listen to us. They are taking resolutions now to address the infrastructure issues. One of the issues we raised was this estimate readings, which is totally illegal. Nobody should be subjected to any estimates. And the city basically relies on estimates. In fact, in some instances, up to 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. And that's totally illegal, because how do people all of a sudden in the 1 month, be in a situation where they need to raise cash to pay that utility bill? So they've acknowledged that it's an issue and they want to rectify it. So as far as we are concerned, we regard it as a victory for the ratepayers. The other issue that we raised as well is the bill is very complicated. When you look at the bill and you try to understand exactly what you're paying for, in most instances, nobody can actually understand it. And the mayor is on record to, saying that he also agrees that, when you look at the bill, you need to get someone with an accounting background to give you an explanation to the utility bill. So that also is a victory. But more especially our concern, and we do think that the city is, listening to us. It's just that we need to sit down and formalize the process in terms of what we are requesting. And if we can do that, then and we're moving in the right direction, then we have no issue. We will suspend the protest. But up until that happens, we will continue the process and we will make sure that our demands and our voices are heard.
Yeah. How strongly are you tied, for example, to the demand of a joint board that is going to at least look at the budgeting, which you're saying it's an area where ratepayers have been left out of. Quite honestly, you're saying one of the reasons that makes you demand that is Umgeni Water's increases 5%. The city wants 14.9%, and you're saying 800 million would be made from that, and you're quite worried at the size of that amount and how it's going to be used.
Exactly what you're raising, and it's the same issues that we are raising. As I told you earlier, the city is now talking about reprioritizing its budget. It's reprioritizing its budget not even more than a month of adopting a budget. Now, that in itself tells you that there was a problem with the budget. There should have been no need to reprioritize the budget if the budget was done properly. And hence we are saying that this oversight needs to happen. And not because we want to police them or we want to, put them up against the wall. The reason why we're calling for this is so that we can help and we can assist the city, because clearly they need assistance. We can see that there's a problem. Now, we're not just talking about oversight on the budget. We're talking about oversight on the expenses as well, because there again, there's a problem. I mean, the city is spending now in the second month of the budget, they're spending 1.7 million rand on an award ceremony. Now, we raised this with the mayor, and his response to that was that 700,000 of that money is going back to the city in terms of hosting this event at the International Convention Center, which is an asset of the municipality. But that doesn't make sense. I mean, the fact that the ICC belongs to the municipality does not mean that you must go and spend 700,000 rand just on the venue itself. It's ratepayers' money. Surely you could have found a better venue and a cheaper venue. There's no need for that. And moreover, now we've been made to understand that the city is going to spend 10 million rand in terms of going out to the community and give a sort of an Mbizo sort of event in terms of service delivery. And that's unnecessary, and I don't think it's even in the budget. But the city is basically going to go out on different radio stations, go out to communities, have talks, have Mbizos, have Indabas, 10 million rand of ratepayers' money. Whereas what we are saying is, actions speak louder than words. Instead of going and having these Mbizos, go to those communities, go and sort out the issues that they have. You already know the issues. And if you did your public participation process correctly in the first instance, you wouldn't need to have to now go and spend 10 million rand to go and listen to the community who have been complaining.
Yeah.
Much of these communities, and we've raised this with the mayor and with everybody else in terms of the city, a lot of these communities do not have piped water. They do not have sewer systems. They do not have proper roads. They do not have infrastructure. Now, 29 years since you've taken over, these communities are still suffering. And we as the ratepayers, we are saying, hold on. You are asking us to pay more money, and you are telling us that you're using this to address the imbalances of the past. Where are you actually spending this money? Because these communities are fed up. They've been reaching out to us. And we've been telling the mayor that they've been calling us and they're talking to us, and we have the proof and the evidence that these people, the communities in these areas have been marginalized. And it's a sad state of affairs when you as a government, you're not taking care of your own people. And that's the problem that we have.
Now, are you finding that the mayor in your second meeting is more open to take the advice of province now, as far as bringing in a team of specialists to help them run the municipality of eThekwini, something which he had indicated previously that he would be opposed to them intervening, but they can bring assistance. But he says, no, they mustn't come and intervene and meddle around with their issues.
There's a serious crisis. I mean, they've already put out adverts that they're looking for specialists in different fields to come in and assist. But the problem is far bigger than that. The problem is from sourcing the materials that are required. It's from issuing the contracts, from understanding what is required. Because, I mean, the water infrastructure is an example, and it's a priority, and he's spoken about it. And, the interventions that they're looking to put in place are sort of a band-aid approach. There is a serious need to look at how we repair the infrastructure or renew the infrastructure. Now, we've been talking about it. We can see that they are talking the same language as us. They are moving in the right direction. But again, the interventions that are required should not be temporary. These need to be long-term interventions. The city needs to be serious in terms of wanting to address these issues, and more especially, as we said, I mean, for the poorer communities. Now, the mayor went and bought 100 trucks, brand new water tankers. And you know, this is the solution that they have, that they're going to run water tankers into these areas. That's not the solution. They need to send piped water into the community. And if that needs to happen, they need to sit down and they need to relook at the budget and see how we can address these issues. This is what we're calling for.
So as we sit now, the boycott is not going anywhere. It still stands.
As we, from the position that we've taken, and even though they are talking to us, the negotiations haven't failed. That's the fact. We're open to any discussion. They are open to any discussion. And it's just about reaching that solution. And more especially when it comes to finances, because the position that we are taking, and more especially for the city, is that the finances that they're collecting from ratepayers must be used in a responsible way. What we are seeing for the last 10 to 15 years, and we're looking at the Auditor General report, and the Mayor spoke about it, and he spoke about consequence management, etc., etc. But it's all well and good that they're speaking about it. We need to see a right focus in terms of them, being true to their word. Because we cannot continue another year where monies are being spent recklessly and they're not spent in the correct manner. Now, all these parties and what we are talking about is, and this is where the community is very upset as well. The city has time and money to have the nice to haves, the parties, the sports functions. These do not relate to it has nothing to do, or is not even related to the core function of a municipality. To someone who's in the township who is struggling to pay for electricity. These tariffs that they put up, people are complaining. They just cannot afford it. And we've been telling this to the city, that you haven't really looked at the broader picture or the bigger picture. How this electricity tariff is affecting the communities that are buying prepaid electricity. And we told this to him, and I hope he acknowledges that, because there needs to be some serious intervention in that regard. People are buying electricity, they can only afford for 100 Rand or 200 Rand, and they go and buy those tokens for that value.
Yeah.
When the tokens run out, they do not have any additional money to go and buy additional electricity. They are sitting without electricity for almost 2 to 3 weeks in a month. Right. It's unaffordable. So we're pleading with them that please cut all the unnecessary expenditure. Let's relook at the tariffs so that it's affordable to everyone. Many people were affected by COVID. They lost their jobs. They've lost their businesses. They are owing the city millions, maybe even trillions.
Yeah.
And that discussion needs to happen.
Yeah.
Now, these people are they're trying, and we told this to the mayor as well. They go into the Sizakala offices. They try to have the discussion to say, listen, I've fallen behind. I'm acknowledging I owe the city an X amount of money. How can the city assist us and help us? And the city has turned its backs on these people. Right. That's unacceptable.
Asad, we're going to have to leave it there for this evening, but of course we are watching this. We'll also reach out to the municipality to get a sense of what they're doing about these issues that you are raising with us here tonight. That is the Westville Ratepayers Association chairperson there, Asad Gaffar.